欢迎收看，
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 欢迎收看
宁话区块链，
宁话区块链，
宁化区块链，
宁话区块链，
宁话区块链，宁话区块链，
宁话区块链，
宁话区块链。
The program exclusively titled by EOSLAOMAO. EOSLAOMAO focus on EOS ecology. Hello， 大家好，我是伟宁，欢迎收看《宁化区块链》第3季。上一季我们采访了以中国为主的 EOS 超级节点竞选团队，他们为我们清晰地描绘出 EOS 在主网上线前的样子。这一季，我为大家邀请到了来自全球不同国家的 EOS 超级节点竞选团队，共同为大家勾勒出 EOS 在主网上线后的样子，并在每周解答大家一个最关心的问题。那么今天我们要讨论的话题是 EOS 的去中心化。有些人抨击 EOS 不够去中心化，违反了区块链精神。还有些人认为 EOS 的 Depose 机制是极具创新的共识机制，具有创新精神。那么我们今天就来听一听节点们怎么说。
EOS 社区呢，称得上是一个全球化的社区。我们 EOS 老猫节点在7月份参与了2场分别在首尔和上海举办的 EOS BP 节点线下 Meetup， 见到了很多从主网启动以来只在视频会议里见到过的面孔，来自中国、韩国、日本、北美、南美、欧洲、澳洲的几十个节点，在会上做了议题广泛的精彩的分享，并且在会后呢，就当时主网的一些技术和治理方面的问题，进行了面对面的深入的讨论。我们在第1集呢就说过一个观点，那就是我们认为呢 EOS 是一场大规模的基于 Depose 的实验，说它是规模最大的也不为过。而7月份的2场线下 Meetup 呢，则让我们深深地感受到了 EOS BP 社区的活力和多元化。在这些节点中呢，有像 EOS New York 这样在治理和法律方面经验丰富的节点，也有像 CryptoLines 这样发起过社区最大的 Jungle 测试网络的节点。有的节点团队呢是做硬件产品出身的，而有的节点呢则来自互联网企业。有些节点在推进 EOS 在本地交易所的上架，还有一些节点呢则侧重于 DApp 开发者的扶持和教育。除了 BP 节点之外呢，现场也来了很多 DApp 开发者，他们希望基于 EOS 呢做出与众不同的 DApp。所以说 EOS 项目的去中心化正是由这些去中心化的 EOS BP 体现出来的。不同国家、不同种族、不同技术背景的人为了一个共同的愿景聚集到一起，并且持续不断地做出自己力所能及的贡献。这至少说明 Depose 机制正在有效地激励着 EOS 生态中的各个角色持续不断地在推动 EOS 的进步。那么关于 EOS 的去中心化呢，就说到这里。我是来自 EOS 老猫节点的赵宇，谢谢大家。
One thing that excites me regarding decentralization is IBC, inter-blockchain communication. I think it will be massive. Let me give you an example. I'm thinking of a company that would like to have their own corporate network linked to the EOS mainnet, and they can send real EOS onto their network and use their RAM, their capacity, and they'll be managed by them, and they'll be connected to EOS mainnet. And imagine 75 other companies or the corporations or associations or whatever that are connected to EOS this way. It's going to be a massive amount of computing power managed by very different entities. And if people want to use that corporation or that association's computing power behind, well, they'll be able to do so if they do trust that section. If there's another group of 21 that wants to do this and that, but with one massive infrastructure. That's what I think is really amazing about EOS, is the capacity to scale. That gets me very excited, and I hope you will be excited too. See you next time.
Hey everybody, this is Kevin Rose, co-founder and head of community for EOS New York. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about decentralization on EOS, because this is a very cool thing for you, the token holder. Now, in a decentralized, Byzantine fault-tolerant, delegated proof of stake system, that's EOS, there's essentially no one that is in charge. And the way that this works, with votes being what enables a block producer to be elected and continue with the privilege to run the network, it means that you, the token holder, are really the most powerful voice of all in the ecosystem. And what that means is if you have a good idea, you do not need to ask anyone's permission. You merely need to work on that idea, share that idea, evolve that idea, and that idea could become a reality. So, go out, write your idea down, share it with friends, build it over time, share it with your fellow block producers in your area or with me at EOS New York, and make your ideas happen. Because in a decentralized system, we are only as good as our smartest ideas, and they could come from you. See you next time.
Hi, this is Roman from Crypto Lions. Decentralization. You can talk about decentralization of token holders, but I'd like to talk about decentralization of block production, and I would like to compare EOS to Bitcoin. In Bitcoin, of course, the blocks are produced by miners. Miners are people who compete in a huge worldwide math contest that happens every 10 minutes, and the winner of that contest produces a block, and anyone can connect a computer and participate in this math contest called Bitcoin mining. However, in reality, 4 pools produce more than half of the blocks just because they have such big computing power. In EOS, of course, we have delegated proof of stake, where 21 block producers are elected by the community, and these 21 take turns producing blocks, and anybody can set up a block producer node and appeal to the community for votes. To me, it seems like EOS's 21 block producers is more decentralized than Bitcoin's 4 mining pools who control more than half of the mining power.
Hi, I'm Joe from EOS Asia. Today the topic is the decentralization of EOS. Many news outlets and crypto community members often state that EOS is a centralized blockchain because of its 21 block producers. If that was the case, we wouldn't have the turbulence we're seeing today. Launch timing, platform updates, and development decisions would be deployed and enacted much faster than they are currently if the system was really centralized. Turbulence is proof of how decentralized the system is. You may reply that with Ethereum and Bitcoin everyone can join the network and start to mine, making their system more decentralized. But at the end, what's the miner distribution? If you analyze that, mining pools will look way more centralized than the depot system that we have in EOS. Besides this, you can see how innovative is EOS when you look at what users and developers do with the platform, and when you look at how many transactions per second we're reaching every day. All of this can be easily monitored on myeoskit.com.
你好. Today we're going to talk about whether EOS is centralized or decentralized. My name is Vahid Tusi and I'm from EOS Sweden. The best way of thinking about centralization or decentralization is the same way that we think of unique selling points or comparative advantages. If you go back to rice farmers back in the days, 70-80% of all the rice today comes from 2 to 3 countries. And the reason for that is the main commodities for rice is cheap in those areas. So you have labor, and you have watering, and you have land. Therefore, it's been very centralized to a few countries producing most of the rice. If you look at other consensus models like proof of work with Bitcoin, it's the same thing. Energy and hashing power is cheap, therefore it's better to buy in bulk, and therefore it's been centralized. So as of now, you have 3 to 4 mining pools controlling the network. Whereas in EOS, you have the delegated proof of stake, which means the token holders actually vote for the people they think should manage the network. So in theory, the maximum input one block producer can have is 4.67%, and that's it. Whereas in other consensus models, it could be more. So when answering that, well, I guess the answer is no. EOS is not centralized compared to the other consensus models that are out there. Thank you.
The topic of decentralization is sometimes misunderstood. For some part of the community, decentralization seems to be a goal in itself, when it's in fact a mean to an end, and that end is to avoid censorship. EOS uses the DPoS or Delegated Proof of Stake system as its consensus mechanism, with 21 voted representatives that ensures an equilibrium between decentralization and performance. This number of representatives is based on previous experiences with Steam and BitShares. But in the case that the community considers that 21 BPs are not enough, they could hold a referendum and add more BPs. Decentralization has its trade-offs, of course, like we can see in some of the blockchains that are struggling to scale, since their approach is a higher distribution of block processing between many nodes. This approach in theory seems to have more decentralization, but in fact the statistics show that like Bitcoin and Ethereum, only small nodes delegate their processing power to bigger nodes, resulting in a delegated proof of work that centralizes the hashing power in 3 or 4 entities, which produces more than 50% of the blocks, while in DPoS all 21 block producers produce the same amount of blocks. So we can see that in practice DPoS is more decentralized solution, achieving the goal of avoiding censorship in a more effective way. This is Chiti from EOS Argentina. Thank you very much, and until next time.
好的，感谢姐姐们的分享。我们的节目每周2播出，欢迎您给我们留言，我们会收集大家最关心的问题，下周2由姐点们来为大家解答。那我们就下周2见喽，拜拜。To the great support of EOSLAOMAO. EOSLAOMAO focus on EOS ecology.